Kisan, Raita, farmer. Indeed, backbone of our country. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you notice, most of the industries in North Karnataka are connected to either agriculture, MSME, trades, or services. A lot of work and activities are taking place in North Karnataka towards empowering the farmer. We have with us Shri Krishna Byre, former Agriculture Minister, Government of Karnataka, and the present member of the Legislative Assembly, to take us through this all-important topic of getting back to the grassroots. I now request Shri Krishna Byre to address all of us.
Namaskara, TiE Hubli. I thank TiE Hubli chapter for inviting me again to be part of the 2021 TiECON Hubli. The efforts of TiE Hubli are very inspiring to bring business leaders, government leaders, public representatives, and entrepreneurs together to talk about creating more opportunities for everybody, particularly centered around issues of Northern Karnataka, challenges and opportunities in that region. We need to create more opportunities so that entrepreneurs can come up, make a life for themselves, create opportunities for themselves, but also in the process create a dynamic environment, create jobs, opportunities, wealth, and prosperity for our society, particularly in Northern Karnataka. So the TiE Hubli chapter has been doing this in a very dedicated manner, and I can't commend them enough for this dedicated job they have been doing for very many years. This is the second time that I am having an opportunity to interact with TiECON Hubli, and as I have served in the agriculture ministry for about 5 years, the TiE Hubli chapter has requested me to dwell on issues of agriculture, farmers, food production, particularly the opportunities and challenges in Northern Karnataka, and also throw some light on why is it that despite there being so many opportunities, we have not made the best utilization of the opportunities available. We in Karnataka are very blessed to have a very, very diverse agroclimatic zones. The diversity in agroclimatic zones gives us opportunities to grow an array of foods, fruits, vegetables. So unlike some states in perhaps in India or in other parts of the world, which are limited to growing a single crop like wheat or rice or maize, the diversity in Karnataka allows us to grow an array of crops, and particularly in Northern Karnataka, the opportunities are endless on the grains, cereal side, and also on the fruits and vegetables side. But we haven't actually fully utilized either the opportunities available to us or the potential that prevails for us to build on this base. Of course, some regions are known for fruits like mangoes. There is some sugarcane and pomegranates, some grains, of course, also. But we can do far better. In order to do far better, we must understand first why is it that we are not there. I look at broadly two reasons. One is the kind of technological support that is required, the knowledge support that is required, has not been made available to farmers in this region, in the state, or in the country at a larger level. If you take just the rice productivity level in India is somewhere in the 60th or 65th position in a group of about 80 countries. So we are, despite being a large rice paddy grower and being a rice consuming nation, our productivity level in paddy cultivation is alarmingly very poor. Many other countries, even in our South Asian neighborhood, and dramatically so in the Southeast Asian neighborhood, do far better than India. This is due to research, innovation, development not keeping pace with the times. Of course, in Green Revolution, we made a dramatic jump, but subsequently, the kind of improved varieties that should have been made available to farmers by our research community are not adequate. And the farming systems, though here and there we have adopted a few modern systems, but still we lag in adoption of scientific agriculture practices. So as a result, productivity remains very low. Now, once the productivity is low, it also means that the cost of production increases, because per acre, instead of 10 quintals that we must grow, if we are only able to grow 7 quintals, that means the 7 quintals will cost more because of low productivity. So this increases the sale price, and once the sale price increases, the scope for agribusiness also comes down, because the food processors will have to buy at a higher price compared to what the commodity is available in some other countries. So as a result, it makes not only the farmers, it not only shrinks the farmers' incomes, but it also reduces the scope for food processing and other agri entrepreneurs to come up. So on one side, related to knowledge, scientific practices, varieties, these are one set of issues. And if you look at on the farmer's side also, there are another set of issues. The Indian farm holdings are relatively small, which means that not just relatively small, but actually very small compared to global standards. So with a small holding, there is only so much capital investment a farmer can do to develop the land, and his or her ability to adopt technology also gets reduced, because marginal farmers have very low access to technology, low access to capital, and low access to knowledge. Since majority of Indian farmers are marginal farmers, the adoption of technology is limited by the small holdings. Also, they become inefficient, because on one side farmers cannot adopt better practices, and on the other side, we are heavily dependent on labor, and labor being very expensive, we are unable to move to mechanization, because the small holdings are not very conducive for mechanization either. So this also in composite reduces our productivity level and also increases the cost of production, again squeezing farmers in the process. So due to all these constraints, we have not been able to fully utilize the potential that is available in our agriculture or horticulture. Of course, I have been worked as an agriculture minister. Some of the responsibility for these failures comes back to people like me, that we have not been able to bring about adequate change in the farm sector. While leaving that aside, if we look forward, today Indian agriculture produces about 15% of the country's GDP. However, Indian agriculture today supports close to 40 to 50% of its human resource. So if you look at it from a different angle, this basically means that 40, 45, 50% of the people are surviving on only 15% of the national income. So this is an unsustainable proposition going forward. So gradually, the people depending on agriculture needs to reduce. The percentage of people depending on agriculture for livelihood needs to reduce. Indian agriculture cannot viably, economically support close to 50% of its population, because it only generates 15% of the income or 15% of the value. Now, it also means that some of the people who are now depending on agriculture must move to other sectors of the economy. If you consider agriculture as the primary sector, you have the secondary sector, which is manufacturing and its allied activities, and then you have the tertiary sector, which is the very fast growing service and its allied activities. Now, unfortunately, what has happened is, though historically every society, including India, moves in the direction of shifting people from agriculture to secondary sector, manufacturing, and the tertiary sector, service sector, and India has also been going down this path. In the last 2-3 years, the other sectors, the manufacturing and the service sector, instead of creating jobs, there has been more of stagnation. So there are no fresh new job opportunities in these other sectors. Unless there are job opportunities in these sectors, people from agriculture cannot move to these sectors. So which means they stay put in agriculture, and the trap continues of large number of people depending on small income, because they cannot move to manufacturing jobs or service sector jobs. So last 2-3 years, the job growth in other parts of the economy have slowed down dramatically. And this has gotten worse, particularly in the last 1 year, where people in the unorganized sector or semi-organized manufacturing jobs or service sector jobs, crores of people have lost employment. People who had jobs have lost their jobs. And many of them have gone back to their native roots, and that is to the villages, and which means the number of people back in agriculture sector, if you look at overall, has actually increased. However, I mean, agriculture, despite its economic viability issues that I talked earlier, nevertheless, agriculture supports whoever comes to depend on it in India. That's the way it works in our country. But ultimately, we need to create jobs in manufacturing and service sector so that they absorb some of these people, and gradually the agriculture sector can become economically viable for people within the sector and also for the food processing sector. But whatever has happened in the last 1 year particularly and last 2-3 years of a jobless situation in the economy is exacerbating the problems in the agriculture sector particularly, which the solution means that we have to somehow create jobs in other parts of the economy and create meaningful avenues where people can engage productively. So though this is outside the agriculture sector, but some of the solutions for the problems in agriculture sector do depend on other sectors, and this is one such area. Somehow the massive job losses that we have seen, we have to find a way to reverse that and get back to the era of job creation, which has not happened for a couple of years now. Now, on top of it, currently the national government and some of the state governments are moving towards some reforms in the agriculture sector and particularly agricultural marketing. While I will not get into the merits or demerits of it, one of the consequences would be that these reforms might end up releasing more people from agriculture, because of course, as I said earlier, way too many people are engaged in agriculture, and if agriculture has to become efficient, some people have to be released from that involvement in agriculture. Now, assuming that these reforms will release some of the human resource from agriculture at a time when there is no job growth in the other sectors, then we could end up with no active economic engagement of many crores of Indians. They are neither involved in agriculture nor do they have jobs in other sectors. So they will be stuck in between without being productively engaged in any productive activity. So I'm not sure if these governments have considered the consequence of releasing people from agriculture without giving them alternative livelihood opportunities. This could create a larger problem beyond just the economics of people not having a livelihood, not having a means of productive engagement in society. So nevertheless, coming back to agriculture, I think for northern Karnataka or Karnataka, the problems are similar of low productivity, high cost of production. If we have to find solutions, I think we must look at how to make Indian agriculture more efficient, encourage farmers to produce at higher productivity levels. So this comes with adoption of better scientific knowledge, development of better varieties, and ability to overcome diseases in agriculture. In India, ever since I got into public life, for example, in northern Karnataka, in the districts of Bagalkot and Bijapur, large numbers of farmers were growing pomegranate. Now, a blight hit pomegranate, and farmers who had invested crores of rupees, in a matter of couple of months, they lost their entire plantation to bacterial blight, or I think a virus. And this has been going on for 10 years. And unfortunately, our research community has not been able to provide a solution for this. Similar problem has been afflicting coconut growers, areca growers, and I myself am a mango grower. There are shelf life issues with mangoes. We grow fairly decent varieties of mangoes. Why is it that we are unable to export them? Because we are not fully aware of phytosanitary standards. So due to this lack of adequate research support, knowledge support, and better research and lack of better research and development, farmers are being held back. And I think probably this creates opportunity for entrepreneurs, not just on the food processing side, but actually bring already available agricultural knowledge and deliver it to farmers, so that farmers are able to grow efficiently, grow at a higher productivity rate, and farmers are able to cope with the natural challenges that they face. So this basically, in other words, this means agricultural extension work. And some people have made an informal beginning in this. I've seen many youngsters having graduated from agricultural or horticultural universities, going back to villages and actually consulting for farmers for a fee. Now, I think some of the businesses can also look at this, and once they are able to deliver all these solutions to farmers, it not only helps farmers, it will also, if farmers are able to produce more efficiently and at a higher productivity rate, and if farmers are able to produce better quality produce, which is disease free or pest free, it also supports the food processing side of the value chain. So I think there are opportunities available to work with farmers to improve their levels and help farmers cope with the challenges, many challenges that they face. I think this is we always talk about food processing, and there is enough talk about food processing. I've also spoken about it in the past, but we speak hardly about helping farmers to be better at agriculture and looking at this as an viable economic activity. And I think some amount of discussion needs to happen about how to deliver these knowledge services to farmers and build an economic model around that. So since this is a subject that doesn't get talked about much, I thought I will bounce this idea off with you. This helps with could be an avenue for entrepreneurs, but in the process, farmers would also enormously benefit from this. And in northern Karnataka, the farmers are very progressive, very open to adopting newer practices, better technology. And I've always, as agriculture minister, I enjoyed traveling and interacting with farmers across the northern Karnataka. Most of my travels used to be in these districts in northern Karnataka. And I learned a lot from my visits, from my interactions with farmers there. And I always, because generally people look at agriculture as a very challenging sector, but when I interacted with the farmers in northern Karnataka, it ended up actually motivating me. So I would go back with a lot more energy when I spoke with these farmers. So I think the farmers in northern Karnataka are a good set of people to work with, and I encourage any aspiring entrepreneurs to look at how we can better deliver value services to farmers and help them improve the agriculture that they do, and overall also agriculture sector. And it takes a bit of courage, I understand, to try to create a business opportunity within the agriculture sector. People look at food processing, but getting involved in agriculture is something that people shy away from. But I think youngsters are the right set of people. They have fresh ideas and also a lot more courage than a very risk-averse, mature business person. So I think this could be an avenue for young entrepreneurs to look at and work with farmers. And I hope we will see such models emerging out of entrepreneurs in northern Karnataka, which can become role models for the rest of the state and the rest of the country, and which can also inspire change in the agriculture sector as well. And in the days ahead, I hope to see such entrepreneurs once again. I thank Hubli for reaching out to me again and giving me this opportunity. Though not able to meet you all personally, we have to adapt to the times, and this is a very good medium to reach out to you. And I wish you all a good TIE conference, and I also wish you a very good year ahead for all of us. Thank you.